Hey everybody, it's Jordan. I'm actually back with another LEGO City update. I know it's been a really long time, but I've been working on restoring some of my city recently, and I have this little farm area in the corner that I'm especially proud of. So while the entirety of the farm is a work in progress, I have finished this little farmhouse in the corner. And I think the entire sort of vibe of the house does a really good job of balancing a uniqueness with cohesion with the entire farm in general, especially once it's finished. I sort of had a very specific vision going into this project, and I think I stuck by that relatively well, but in the end I used a sand green and wood color scheme. I really tried to capture that sort of rustic kind of feel with especially the wood plates on the front porch and the little white fence. So one of the most challenging design elements, in my opinion, for this build was the roof, which I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, but it actually connects on an angle using those little, sort of ridge pieces that I figured out connect perfectly into those little clips. The next element, which was one of the most important ones that I wanted to include, is the porch. So we could take a closer look if we take this little roof piece off. Again, I put a bunch of wooden paneling type stuff going on. So yeah, I added a couple cool little elements for this part of the build. I added some flower boxes with a nice pop of color and even a little doormat using a sideways building technique. This is just a quick little chair design that I threw together. Now, in my opinion, the most impressive part of this build is the interior. So farmhouses often have a very open concept design, so there's only 3 real rooms, but it's kind of like a living room, kitchen, dining room situation for one of them. I didn't want this to be a bland interior. I put a lot of effort into choosing small little details, things to put on the walls, anything you would find in a country sort of home. Man, I truly apologize for this terrible lighting here. It's hard to get in here, but for this living room section, there's a cute little fireplace with some fish on the mantle, along with a wagon wheel on the wall. The kitchen's really nothing too intricate, but there are some upper and lower cabinets. They're all white, but there's some eggs cooking on the stove. There's some orange juice. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but no crazy techniques or anything. We see this clean little whitewashed brick wall separating the bedroom and the bathroom, so we'll go into the bedroom super quick. The bedroom just consists of a bed, which I used a pretty interesting building technique I came up with for that one, but I could go in depth in that some other time if we would like. But there's also a desk and a little side table. Finally, we'll take a quick peek in the bathroom, which it's a little crowded in here, but there is still room for a shower. There's a toilet, a little shelf, and a pretty large sink. So some detail in there. But honestly, that pretty much sums it up for this farmhouse build. I think it pretty much accomplished what I wanted it to. I think it's cute and it looks good in the little farm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more builds and LEGO City updates.